The 12 million Christians of Korea and the vast majority of people are truly grateful for the U.S. national defense of the Republic of Korea and warmly welcomed by the President of the United States of America, Donald John Trump, November 7, 2017. Korea was born again when Japan was surrendering as an independent country with liberation, thanks to the United States. However, after the liberation, the joy of establishing the government was temporarily threatened by the invasion of the North Korea puppet army that supported by the Soviet Union and China. And there was the Korean War to cause a communist nation. As soon as the Korean War occurred, the United States immediately proposed the crisis of the United Nations and took steps to help the 16 countries. They dispatched the troops and casualties nearly 100,000, including 37,000 killed in action, and saved the Korean people from the North Korean Communist government. The United States is supporting the poorest country in the world and supply a huge amount of food for the Korean people who are struggling on hunger, helping to transform the Korean army, which had only rifles and grenades, into a modern army with artillery and tank units and the Air Force. The United States helped the Republic of Korea become a strong and powerful force even after the war, but it also helped the Korean economy to become a rapid economic development nation. Kim Dae-jung and Roh Moo-hyun came to power. These pro-North Korean leftists in Korea shouting anti-Americanism and calling for withdrawal of U.S. troops, interrupting the construction of works of U.S. military bases in Pyongyang, and even committing terrorism to U.S. embassy. They opposed the THAAD deployment to prevent North Korea nuclear threat and shouted the dismissal of the Korea-US FTA. When President Park read cleaning out the left-wing forces and corruption power, the left-wing and opportunistic forces for illegal extermination of President Park. Many of the pro-North Koreans in South Korea, their idea that are trying to give South Korea to North Korea. President Donald Trump. Now the Republic of Korea is facing the worst crisis after the establishment of the government in Korean history. It is only after the president who have deceived the people and became the president, and former President John Do-hwan has failed to execute the rebellious Kim Dae-jung, who support and made North Korea the driving force for the development of nuclear weapons throughout the Sunshine Policy. President Park Geun-hye, who has been impeached fraudulently by the North Korean left-wing forces and opportunist stigma conservative forces, is currently being held captive by suffering ruthlessly in the Seoul detention center. And although it turns out that there is no sin in the trial process, human rights violations such as trials 4 times a week are, and for the first time in judicial history. 2017, May 9th, even if the presidential election is held at the highest level ever, even if it is presidential election without any irregularities, Moon Jae-in will remain in office until 24 hours on February 24th, 2018. He takes illegally. The revision of the constitutional amendments of the North Korean leftists ignores liberal democracy and justice, which is the fundamental spirit of the Constitution, and disregards the political system of power separation, democracy, and rule of law. Therefore, the revision of the Constitution, amendment of the left-wing forces of Moon Jae-in, is a devastating destruction of the Constitution, which is intended to enact a new Constitution rather than a revision of the Constitution. Their purpose is to defeat the Constitution and the political system of the Republic of Korea and destroy the Korean Constitution, because the Constitution needed to support the Inter-Korean Liberal Federal Agreement at the Inter-Korean Water Conference. The people of the Republic of Korea will pay back the help they receive from the United States and promise to be the most faithful ally by further strengthening their friendly friendship with the United States. Please do not abandon the 50 million Korean people. President Donald Trump, free Korean people cry out with the heart. Free Korean people want freedom. Freedom, the people of the Republic of Korea will take their lives to protect their freedom. President Donald Trump, we will appeal once again that our freedom will give the Korean people power. Together with the Korean 태극기 comrades, we place this message on the behalf of the Korean people with a shame and a sincere heart to President Donald John Trump and to American people. God bless America and Donald John Trump, the President of the United States of America. Thank you.